Hello everyone, welcome to another standard video here from Big Mitts MTG. We are going to be looking at an Esper Doom deck today that did well in a recent Channel Fireball qualifier competition. Something like 11-1 or 10-2 or something really interesting and different than the current, Omnath Rogue Gruul aggro meta. So interesting here, and this is a pretty standard Esper Doom list, I think, from what I can see. It was played by Javier Nunez in that tournament, and I kind of just net decked it and just wanted to take it for a spin, see how it performed. Big additions to this style of deck from Zendikar would be the Confounding Conundrums, those lands that enter the battlefield. They draw a card, right, and punish people for playing multiple lands. We also have in this, we have a Palaka Predation, a one of, and we have the Pathways as well. So makes the deck a little more playable right now in standard, now that we lost all those all the shock lands and all those mana smoothers. So apart from that, it's pretty standard, right? It's got its Birth of Meletus, it's got Omen of the Sea, got Heartless Act for some removal. We also have Drown in the Loch from Eldraine. Of course, Dance of the Manse, one of the big finisher cards in the deck. There's also Omen of the Sun, Mystical Dispute, Treacherous Blessing, a few Shadow of the Skies, and 4 Doom Foretold, of course, as is the namesake of the deck. And then there's 2 Yorians. And in the sideboard, we've got a couple of cards from Zendikar. We've got some Bloodchief's Thirst. Also have Drannith Magistrate, but that is not from Zendikar. So you can kind of see here, there are a good array of cards to be deployed against some of the big decks right now, right? You got the Drannith Magistrates for your adventure decks. You've got your Bloodchief's Thirst for all those Lotus Cobras or aggro decks running around. You've also got Heliod's Intervention here to help pick off multiple Clovers. And then there's some other, removal spells or some Archon's Sungrace as well for decks that are really aggressive. Maybe something like Mono Red aggro, maybe Gruul aggro, but I haven't found I've wanted to play these in Gruul aggro matchups. But with that said, let us get into the games. Let's see how it runs, shall we? All right, getting into game 1 here, featuring this Esper Doom list. It's standard at the moment, Zendikar standard, so we'll see what we get here. So it seems okay. I do have 2 Scry lands, a removal spell, a hand target if I need it. There's also Dance of the Manse. Don't have anything like a Doom, which would be nice, or any card draw, but I think we'll keep it and try to scry into something worthwhile here. Okay, I'll start with a Temple of Deceit. Bottom that land. Pass the turn. See what my opponent's playing here. Got some nice J sleeves, so who knows? Alright, they play a Shatter Skull. Tapped, which is interesting. So there might be some kind of an aggro deck, and the question then becomes, is it worth holding up Heartless Act on 2 or trying to find something to do with all my mana? I think we'll try to find something to do. I'll put that island on the bottom. So next turn I would have a Mystical Dispute or Heartless Act as need be, assuming they don't play a creature they want to kill right now. So we'll have to see what they play here. Okay, they bolt in another creature, or another land rather, and they play a Scavenging Ooze. No cards in the graveyard yet, so I think for now we'll play a Clearwater Pathway as an island, I guess as a swamp, so we have 2 black sources if need be. Just pass the turn. So I have Mystical up, I have Shadow of the Sky if I ever get a second white source, so I'm not too worried about them sticking creatures to the board at the moment. So maybe I should play Palaka Predation. Okay, so they bolt themselves again. They're just bolting themselves left and right. So here I guess we can just Mystical Dispute, next turn Palaka Predation. Don't want them drawing a card off of Shadow of the Sky. And now here is interesting too, because I have Birth of Meletus. I also have a Palaka Predation. So Birth of Meletus would eventually provide a blocker for that Skoos. Might make them want to commit more creatures to the board, but if I do get a blocker predation, I can maybe hit an Embercleave or a Questing Beast, something that would make them draw off of this. And they do have one creature in their bin at the moment, so their Skoos is about to be outside of Heartless Act range. So with that, let's just try to play the Birth here. Get another Plains. And we can play a Plains and pass the turn. We'll see if they commit the mana to consuming their giant. I imagine they probably won't. Okay, they play a Kazandu Mammoth tapped. Then they play a Bone Crusher. Sure. Okay, so we make a wall. So they have a Bone Crusher. I could just board wipe, get two creatures out of the way, stall them some more. I think that's not terrible. They're going to draw a card, but I'm playing this as a land. Seems strange. I imagine they're probably hoping to Embercleave me this turn. So that's also something to consider. I could Pelakka's Predation, grab their Embercleave, and save the Shadow of the Sky to maybe hit more than one creature. That doesn't sound terrible. So why don't we try that? Alright, so Primal Might. Interesting. Not an Embercleave. So misread. That's okay. We can play a Fable Passage here and pass the turn. If they try to Primal Might, we can just kill their creature, whichever one is trying to do the mighting. They do have a Shatter Skull Smashing. Okay, they play Mountain. Gonna eat their giant, sure. I got a 12. Sure, so they hazard to kill my wall. Fine by me. So here I don't really want to draw any more lands, so we'll crack the Fable Passage. I can grab a blue source, I suppose. Alright, so we gain some life. We shatter the sky. Draws them a card, but still kind of a 1-for-1 in that sense. I know they don't have any other creatures, and they also have this Spike Hazard. It's not going to be doing much at all. So that's fine. We'll hold up Heartless Act this turn, see if we need to kill anything. Questing Beast or something like that, and pass the turn. Guess we'll go for a black here, get a third black source, pass the turn. Okay, they bolt in their Shatter Skull. Interesting. So we can just play this Temple of Deceit. That's okay. We'll pass the turn. Yeah, they just hardcast Embercleave with no creatures in the battlefield. That's a bold move, and one I imagine is not going to pay off. So now I have Doom Foretold. I can make them sacrifice that, keep it going. They don't play a creature even, so that's wonderful. Play a Doom Foretold. Say bye-bye Embercleave. And on my turn I can flash in Omen of the Sun. Okay, opponent plays a forest. They play Turn Timber Symbiosis. Sure. Let's see what they get. It's full control, so I don't have to accidentally sack my Doom Foretold. I think I got a Rimrock Knight. Display this now. Sack the Omen of the Sun. Draw a card. Play a Temple of Enlightenment. I'll bottom that. So now I have 2 enchantments in the bin. I do kind of want to make Doom Foretold into a. I guess it doesn't matter because I can't use Heartless Act on non-token, or rather on permanents with +1/+1 counters on them. So here I could also play Dance of the Mans for 5 and get back 2 of those enchantments, but I don't know that that's the best play. I would get back 2 enchantments. I would use my Dance of the Mans. They have a Spike Field and a Primal Might in hand. 2 kind of useless enchantments. We'll just pass the turn, because next turn I can get back Doom Foretold and those other 3 enchantments as well, if they play a creature, if they commit to the board. So, not terrible. Okay, they play another Turn Timber Symbiosis. Sure. So, now we've seen 3 of them. I imagine they probably won't have a 4th, but maybe they do. Haven't checked out those Gruul lists too carefully. Okay, they get a Questing Beast. Sure. Say no blocks. My turn. Sack the Doom Foretold. I'll, I guess, wait. I'm gonna get a Plains from the Birth of Meletus, so may as well wait. Obscure my hand a bit. Okay, I'll Dance of the Mance. 1, 2, 3. Auto pay. All right, here we go. Soldiers, Dooms, Plains. It's the whole shebang here. We are going off in some respect to my opponent now. It's to sacrifice their Questing Beast, leaving them with an empty board and leaving them dead on board, unless they get something miraculous here, especially considering I have a Heartless Act in hand. Things are looking good for the Doom team. Okay, they play Questing Beast. Sure. So if they attack, you don't block, though they could force us. They could use Primal Might to fight something. Though if they do that, they're also dead, because I can just Heartless Act their Questing Beast and swing in for 12. Okay, yep, Primal Might, sure. Leaving 1 mana open. I'm not going to save them though. I still have 12 damage. And if they remove 1, I have 11. So we'll destroy the Questing Beasts and swing in. Alright, we get there in game 1 against Gruul Aggro. So what do we want here against this fearsome opponent? So they have a lot of excuse me, 4 power creatures. They weren't super aggressive, so I don't know that Archon of Sun's Grace is going to be all that great. Heartless Act, though, I think is probably going to be good. You can take out the Mystical Disputes, not going to be relevant or useful here. The Bloodchief's Thirsts are interesting. I could get rid of their early creatures like their Scoozes, or kick it and get rid of something bigger. So is that worth it, or would I rather have a Shatter the Sky? The problem I have with this, though, is that it draws them cards. And I really don't want to be doing that if possible. So I think we'll play more Thirsts. The Maze Mind Tome could be interesting. Maybe I'll use it when I'm on the play or something, just something to help me stay alive a bit longer, draw more cards, do some scrying. So that's something to consider for next game. But I don't think I want to bring in anything else, so I'll give that a shot. And yeah, for the record, I'm still pretty new to this deck, so not sure how Mr. Nunez would have been sideboarding, but hopefully it's not too far off. All right, what do we got here? We have decent start, it looks like. We can go Temple into Pathway into Conundrum, start drawing cards. We also have Omen of the Sun for turn 3 and Shadow the Sky later on, so I think we'll keep 7. Start off with the Temple of Enlightenment, pass the turn. Okay, my opponent plays a Shatter Skull tapped. Play a Temple now. Omen of the Seas, again solid. Okay, opponent plays a Forest. They play a Scoos, sure. We'll play an Island, play a Confounded Conundrum, pass the turn. Now here too, next turn I can hold up Omen of the Sun, and if they swing with their Scoos, I can just block here. So I guess we can just play this as a swamp. Next turn we can Fable Passage, and we can pass the turn. So here we can Omen of the Sun, block 2, or at least block this so it doesn't actually get a... Oh no, they made the mistake. They fell into the Confounding Conundrum dilemma. Now they have to bounce a land to their hand. Okay, they're just going to play something out regardless, but it's going to slow them down a bit, which is fine by me. And if they play a Questing Beast, we get to kind of blow them out. Okay, well there we go. With this Shadow of the Sky, 3 for 2, if you want to factor it out that way. Right, block here and here, no need to take damage. Except for that damage, of course. Alright, so we'll play this Fabled, we'll crack it for a Plains, shatter that sky. Okay, there we go. Okay, they play their Mountain again, they play another Questing Beast, sure. I'll go to 12. Alright, so try and Omen of the Sea first, just see if I can grab anything useful. Trying to unlock does look useful, so we'll pick that up. Here we can just play a Swamp. There's no way I'm double spelling this turn. I'll pass the turn. So if they play a 5th land, I have to be wary of an Embercleave. But I want to wait till they try to go to combat to kill their Questing Beast. Okay, that's fine. So I don't really have to worry about Embercleave here. Nowhere near enough mana. So we'll drown in the lock, killing their Questing Beast. Gonna hit me with their Phoenix of Ash, sure. Go to 10. Play Symbiosis Tap, which is interesting. Guess we can start with an Omen of the Sea. Bottom of those two, don't need more lands at the moment. So we grab here another Omen of the Sea. Sure, we can play a Pathway as an island and pass the turn. Okay, they play another Questing Beast. Sure. I guess I may as well Omen of the Sea first. Treacherous Blessing is kind of scary here. Though I do need to actually start hitting things to start winning, so I guess I'll grab it. Okay, they play a Questing Beast. We will destroy it. They hit me for 2. I go to 8, assumably. All right, we'll start with a Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Sure, we grab a Doom Foretold. So if I Doom Foretold now, they can bring back their Phoenix of Ash. And it would be a 3/3, so I would go to 5. Or I could hold up Heartless Act. Actually, I go to less. I'd be at 4 because I'm going to take 1 from the Treacherous Blessing. So they still do have 1 more Questing Beast. I think for now we just hold on the Doom Foretold. Well, that's the thing too. They actually can't do both of those. They can't get me to 4 and recur this. So I think we do just want to get the Doom Foretold out there. And get rid of this Treacherous Blessing too. Plenty of permanents over here. That's 7 permanents. So this Doom Foretold isn't going to be sacrificing itself for quite a while, it would seem. Shock in a Shatter Skull. Interesting. Oh, I guess I'm not really feeling particularly threatened at the moment. Yep, they recur Phoenix of Ash. Leaving their Questing Beast in the bin. Okay, hitting me for 3, I go to 4. Now, do they have something like a stomp to just try to get me from 2 to 0, from 4 to 0 rather. Try Confounded Conundrum first. So they're going to have to sacrifice their Phoenix of Ash. They do still have 3 creatures with which to bring it back. If I kill their Phoenix now with a Bloodchief's Thirst, I would be gaining some life and also be able to hold up Heartless Act mana for something with like a hasty threat. So I think we'll try that. Check kicking the Bloodchief's Thirst to destroy their Phoenix of Ash. Gain some life, make them have to either commit to getting rid of their whole graveyard and bring back their Phoenix of Ash or playing a different threat. And if so, I am ready with the Heartless Act. So we'll play Murkwater Pathway as a swamp and we'll pass the turn. So if they do have 2 stomps in hand, I'm just dead. But or stomp at another Spikefield Hazard. Okay, so they didn't have it. Okay, they return Phoenix of Ash, sure. Remove some counters from it so we don't die. Go to 1. Scary low, but okay. So I can't play Treacherous Blessing first because that's going to kill me. So we'll want to Confounding Conundrum. Can also Temple of Deceit. Don't want that. Okay. So we're not dead yet. Heartless Act should help us at least survive this turn. See if they pump up, probably not. Living on the knife's edge here. 1 life. And stay Gruel aggro deck. Not where you want to be. Not where you want to be. Okay, they play an Edgewall Innkeeper. And they have a Stomp to try to ruin me, to end me. Seems like they don't, so we'll start cracking some of these omens here. Don't want to crack the omen in the center because I do want that life gain. Okay, Yorion is just what we want right now. Exactly what we want. So we'll play a Plains. We'll attack with my 2/2. He blocks. Seems bizarre. He wants more creatures in the graveyard. Play Yorion. Get all those back. Grab a second Yorion. Don't want Shadow of the Sky. Okay, let's see if we can survive this turn. Okay, they're tapping very carefully here. So they probably can't Phoenix of Ash and Embercleave. They need a lot more attackers than that. If they bring their Phoenix of Ash back, they can pump it and try to trade with my Yorion, which is a trade I'm fine making, especially since I have a second Yorion. Play a land. Okay, and they play Garrick. So they pump their Phoenix of Ash. We block. Go to 1. No, 2. Yeah, we were into 4/5, so we go to 2. They're all tapped out. We can just leave these for now. Okay, so we can play an island. So definitely playing Yorion. I would also like to play Doom Foretold. And I have 11 mana. So I don't think I can do all 3 of those things. It's a shame. But I think the play here is to send these creatures at Garrick, kill the Phoenix of Ash, play Yorion. And then if I draw instant speed, like Drawn on the Lock or Heartless Act, I can also play that. So we'll do that. Send the creatures at Garrick. Make sure he can't make attackers this turn. Okay, he'll go to 1 loyalty. Tapping here looks okay, so we'll play Yorion. And we'll flicker all these lovely permanents over here. We'll also then kick Bloodchief's Thirst to kill Phoenix of Ash, leaving up 2 mana, and also presenting lethal on board because I have 2 more tokens here. I don't want that. I like my board. Dance of the Manse. Sure. Then 3 more cards, please. Another Dance of the Manse. Another Confounding Conundrum. Discard 2 cards. We'll get rid of Treacherous Blessings. Don't need them at the moment. Don't want to die. So opponent can +1 the Garruk to do essentially nothing. They can't recur Phoenix of Ash. They have 1 card in their hand. It's under the Garruk. Okay. They make a creature. So, I really would like to win this turn. So we got to find a way to remove their B03. Do I have anything in my graveyard that would kill something on entering? No. So we can confound a Conundrum. Get a Birth of Meletus. I don't even know if I have any planes left in my deck. I think I have 4, and so it looks like I probably should. So they do have 2 cards in their bin. Let's leave up blockers and not fill their graveyard. So this, if I play Doom Foretold, and they play something else like a Spike Pit thing, that would get me, that would at least put 3 cards in their graveyard. I'm not really worried about Garruk, because next turn I still have lethal. So I think we'll just wait and I guess hope they don't get an Embercleave. Okay, they cycle Wilt. Scary. Might have Embercleave. Play Omen of the Sun. So if I have Embercleave, they're going to be dealing 14 damage. I have 9 toughness here. Right, or I have 8 toughness. 6, 2, so I'm dead, basically, if they have Embercleave. But if they don't have it, then I win. That's, yeah, 6 toughness. I could add 2 more. That still deals 6 damage to me. I can't gain any life at the moment, so that's okay. I guess we'll just hope they don't have Embercleave. Okay, so they don't have Embercleave. Thank goodness. She'll take 2 damage, go to 4. Creature dies. They play a Rimrock Knight. Sure, but it can't block. So we have it. Nice. defender, go to combat, swing 6 at my opponent, and bask in our victory. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we get the sad Hedron emote. That's pretty nice. Let's see how this Yorion deck works against some other opponents. Did try one match against a rogue deck and it went pretty well. I was able to grind them out. I'm not sure how it would do against Omnath. I feel like it's a little reactive, this deck, and not sure how it would, or a little proactive. It doesn't react all that well. So I'll have to see. It doesn't have any counters, but I do have some in the sideboard. So game 1 might be tough, but hopefully we could steal game 2 and 3 against an Omnath opponent. But we'll see if that's even relevant. We'll see who we're playing today. They're going to be on the play. We're on the draw this time, so we'll see what we're going to be facing shortly. Taking the time. All right, here we go. So we are on the draw this time, but this does seem okay. We can go Temple of Deceit into Clearwater Pathway, maybe a Fable Passage, so we'll keep 7. Okay, this could be the Fabled Omnath deck. So if they play, oh no, it actually adventures. Interesting. I guess we'll play this as an island Confounding Conundrum. So I really need to hit a Doom so I can get rid of this Lucky Clover. Opponent plays an Edgewell Innkeeper, sure. Passes. Alright, so a couple of choices here. Although I guess Drown in the Loch really isn't a choice because they have nothing in their graveyard. I think the play here is to play a Clearwater Pathway as a land past the turn. I can dispute if they have something terrible, which would at least turn on Drown in the Loch. So it's okay. We can counter the Fae, then we can destroy the Innkeeper and get a wish card. Let's see what they take. I'm curious. Mystical Dispute. Sure. So we can play a Temple of Enlightenment and then play another Confounding Conundrum. Drawing a card. Yorion. Not terrible. To see if they tap out. If they do, I can play Yorion. Get 2 cards. Okay, they do play a Planesseer. They play a Beanstalk Giant doubled, of course. So they get 2 more lands. Although they're going to have to bounce a bunch of lands. This is actually a terrible idea, huh? They're going to have to bounce a whole ton of lands. They have never faced the oppression of double Confounding Conundrum before, apparently. Now they're already locked into it. They can't cancel. bouncing 4 lands is pretty brutal. Okay, so I think this is what the Drannith Magistrates are for, you know, playing things from the bin, rather from their adventure zone. So we'll get rid of that. Heliod's Intervention, I think, is also going to be good here. Just being able to destroy their clovers. What else? I'm trying to think of the Shadow of the Sky, because I don't know that this deck would have all that many creatures. And they might have a couple, but they'd probably be adventure creatures, things I've already gotten some value out of. And if I'm able to just grind them into the dust, might not get to that late, or they might not have that many resources to stick creatures in the board. Is there anything else I want to bring in here? So there's Heartless Act. There are Bloodchief's Thirsts. Mystical Disputes. They might bring in some Mystical Disputes, so maybe I should bring in another one of mine. Tough choices, tough choices. Try cutting an Omen of the Sun, bringing a Dispute. Alright, on to game 2 here. Now my opponent is aware of the peril of using their giant to retrieve lands. It might not be as easy of a game this time. We'll have to see though, we'll have to see. Okay, we have a few things we can do here. We can start, they're going to be T1. No, okay, so they're playing Love Struck Beasts, not an Innkeeper. So, if I play this as an island, next turn I'll play Bright Climb as a swamp. So, I'm still going to need plain, so I can't go like blue, black. Otherwise, I'd be kind of turning myself off for a turn. So we'll just play Fatal Passage. They probably aren't going to have any blue 2-drop to play. I mean, I don't think they're going to be playing out their Fae of Wishes right now, so no need to really try to hold that up at this point. I'm not even sure what blue creatures they would want to play on 3 now that Uro's banned. Okay, so they play out their Edgewell Innkeeper. Attack me for 1. We'll crack for plains, I suppose. Okay. Here we can play Clearwater as an island. You can play Drannith Magistrate, so they can't play their Love Struck Beast. Also, I can block either one of those, but that would be dangerous, because they could stomp my Drannith after I have blocked. Now they're trying to play it. They're trying to figure out why they can't. It is this bad boy right here, Drannith Magistrate. Okay, so they play another Innkeeper. Okay. Pass the turn. Okay, so here we can play Birth of Meletus and hold up Mystical Dispute. So we'll play Bright Climb Pathway as a swamp. We'll play a Birth of Meletus with those, getting another plains, passing the turn. Okay, they just hardcast their Love Struck Beasts, sure, drawing some cards. Okay, they play Balakut Sanctuary. Sure, so we make a Defender token. We can play the plains. And we can play Doom Foretold. No attacks. So I have to sacrifice something. Probably an Innkeeper, I imagine. Escape to the Wilds. So I guess they can't even play those cards, right? Because they're Drannith Magistrate. So again, kind of a blunder, it would seem. Attack me, no blocks. Go to 14. Sacrifice the Birth of Meletus, don't gain the life from it, but retain it on board. So we can play a Confounding Conundrum here, although we'll be a bit smarter with the land tapping. Draw a card. Sure, then we'll play a Clearwater Pathway. TR, I guess we can attack for 1. Short, then a block. I have to sacrifice another permanent. I hear they might pick Love Strike Beast so they can keep their card advantage going with Innkeeper. But I'm not sure, of course, what these other 3 cards are. Interesting as well, they also are missing white mana, so they couldn't even play Omnath if it's over there. But they instead sack the Innkeeper. It seems like they're still trying to figure out why they can't cast those cards. Okay, they play land. They play Fae of Wishes. Sure. Or I guess they cast Granted, not Fae of Wishes, the adventure half of that card. You get a red cap melee, sure, and we counter. Do I want to counter that? I do have a second one. So if I don't, though, they get a Clover. So let's counter that. I want to keep this board Clover free. Attack for 5. May as well not get my life total too low here. So they're really thinking hard about what to do here. Thinking like, do they have some kind of a 2-mana spell they can play right now, like something to bounce the Magistrate? Or are they just trying to figure out why they can't play those cards? Not sure if it's the former or the latter. In the meantime, though, we should think about if you want to flash an Omen of the Sea and sack that instead of a Confounding Conundrum. Omen of the Sea would have the benefit of being able to be sacrificed to Scry later, whereas sacrificing Conundrum would allow them to play 2 lands a turn. See if my opponent's even there. Are they there? Maybe they've I don't know, rage quit or something, or think the game's bugged and are furiously typing out an email response to the Wizards support team. They're salty and are just timing out. Seems like they're just timing out here, so fine by me. I think for now I will sacrifice Confounding Conundrum. I'm not too worried about them getting multiple lands at this point. They have tons of lands already on board. So we'll sack Confounding Conundrum. Draw cards. Okay. So we'll actually play out the Birth of Meletus so we can sacrifice it next turn. Get my last plans, thin my deck a little bit, play a plains, go to combat, swing for 1, I suppose. It does seem like my opponent has given up here. Traneth Magistrate does seem like a pretty good sideboard. Oh, okay, here they are. They're actually doing things again. Sure. So for good measure, we'll play a second Traneth Magistrate, and we'll pass the turn. They'll sacrifice their Lovestruck Beasts. Sure. If I play Lucky Clover, so I'm going to try to do something, perhaps maybe a double stomp onto one of these, or playing out their Fae of Wishes. Sure, they get two things. But it will mean they're going to lose their Lucky Clover, which is good. Storm's Wrath, so they're going to try to wipe my board. So we need to find a counter spell and negate. So they're going to try to have backup, sure. Okay, I'll play Omen of the Sea. Do some scrying. Ooh, so what else do I have in my deck here? Drown in the Lock, Mystical Dispute. Could grab Confounding Conundrum. It does seem like my board's gonna get wiped either way. I have to find two counter spells or something. I found one at least. I could find another one. It is possible, but actually I couldn't play both. So I guess for now we'll just play Confounding Conundrum. Okay, get another Doom Foretold. We'll swing out, I guess. Sure, my opponent will sacrifice their Lucky Clover. Sure. Second Confounding Conundrum. Okay, we draw Urian, which is pretty good. I suppose there's nothing I'd want to do with one white. So for now, let's play Urian. They'll probably, I guess they can't even, you can't even negate this because it's not a non-creature spell. So we'll just get back Omen of the Sea. Flicker that, draw a card, try to find maybe Dance of the Manse. Bottom those. Create another Mystical Dispute. Okay, so they can't sacrifice a creature or something or permanent, so they're gonna have to discard a card. They discard an Omnath, draw a card, sacrifice the Doom Foretold. And they still have no white mana, huh? Okay, they play out their Lovestruck Beast, play out Fae of Wishes, try to dispute that, see if they want to negate it. Nope, they don't. Play a Rogran Triumph tapped. Sounds good to me. You probably think about playing out their Fae of Wishes. This other card, I wonder what it is. Maybe it's an Omnath. Because they have a negate. Okay. So we have 7 mana. We have Doom Foretold. We also have Mystical Dispute, Block of Predation, Treacherous Blessing. Should we just play the Doom Foretold here? And bait out the counter. Next turn, Treacherous Blessing. They negate. We dispute. Okay, it resolves. We go to combat, swing 4 in the air. Opponent goes to 10. We can play Palaka's Predation as a land, and we'll pass the turn. Okay, and they concede, so there we go. We beat the Adventures deck as well, due to just grinding that with Dranith Magistrate and Confounded Conundrum. And there we go, we do it. Alright, getting into game 3 here with the Esper Doom deck. Javier Nunez. Okay, we'll see how we do this time. Already took down a Gruul Aggro and a Omnath Adventure deck. Okay, we're going to be on the draw this time. Okay, so sadly I don't think this hand is keepable. Only white mana isn't great. Here we'll keep 6, we'll send back a Shadow of the Sky. Don't need 2 of those, hopefully. And my opponent plays a Temple of Deceit, so it could be some kind of control deck, maybe a Dimir Control, or it could be Rogues, but either way I am happy to see that Mystical Dispute. Opponent plays an Island. Play a Thieves Guild Enforcer, mill the card on top. A little rude. And they play a Wind Robber. Sure. And there'll be 2 more. Okay. So we'll play a Plains here. Omen of the Sea. Try to draw a black source. We don't find a black source. But I do want another land. So you want to play Shadow of the Sky eventually, but yeah, it feels right to bottom this, to try to get to Swamp. And there we go. Okay. Gamble paid off. Next turn we can Treacherous Blessing, set up for Doom Foretold, or Shatter the Sky if they commit to the board or tap out or something. Okay, so then mill me some more. Sure. Okay. Yep. Milling is ongoing. Okay. So I'm at 42 cards left in my deck. So I suppose we Bright Climb, Treacherous Blessing. Okay, we discard a card. We're gonna have to discard, whether we can discard Birth of Meletus. Okay, they play Castle Vantress. They have 4 mana up, 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna be at 6 after this. They do some milling, sure. Mill me again. So I'd love for them to play that Nighthawk, but okay. They don't, so I gotta be weighing my options here. I mean, I guess if I don't shatter, I'm just dead. So I'll try to shatter, probably get countered. Okay, so they sacrifice a creature, sure, try to draw a card, maybe draw a counter. Okay, and then it goes off. Maybe they'll play something flash. Slitherwisp. Interesting. So if they play 2 things with flash, I'm just also dead. Okay. Now I can't even play anything because of Treacherous Blessing, so we'll concede. Alright. So I want some disputes. Archon of Sun's Grace could be okay here. But I think Bloodchief's Thirsts are also going to be good. So 3 cuts. I think Palaka's Predation's got to go. It's never going to hit anything in their deck, basically. I guess it would hit Slitherwisp, but I don't want to spend 3 mana trying to make them discard a card. Alright, 2 more cuts then. I guess Shadow the Sky feels like it's just like never going to go off, and I'd rather have those low to the ground disputes or kill spells. Try that. So see what we do. Yeah, it was like a turn 5 kill for my opponent too, so it's not like they they're all that slow. Okay, we'll start off with the Temple. Then I have Mystical Dispute up. Treacherous Blessing looks good in the future, though they could play Thieves Guild, Enforcer T1, and mill me out of that draw if they want to. They do. Alright, so we get a Birth of Meletus. I could just do this now. I doubt they're going to try to play something on my turn if they have Flash. Next turn we can hold up either Dispute or Omen of the Sun. Okay, no, they do play around Dispute, sure. Okay, make a Defender and pass the turn. Probably should have played this as a island this turn so I could double Dispute if I needed to. But if I'm double disputing, that's a little worrying, I think. Okay, so they attack, move some more. Play an Omen of the Sun, see if they want to counter it. They don't. So we get my creatures. Block their Enforcer. Maybe they'll bounce one of them. Yep. Alright, so they bounce one. Okay, we got another Omen of the Sun though. Here we can play an island, and they did miss a land drop, so that's interesting as well. They play Duress. Play Omen of the Sun. Now grab a Dispute. One of 3. Attack for 2, mill 2. Play a Swamp, pass the turn. So we could just counter this with a Dispute, or you counter it with a Drown in the Lock. Does allow Drown in the Lock to kill their Soaring Thought Thief. Okay, you can play Bright Climb as a Plains, pass the turn. They play their 3rd land, an island. Crack the Omen of the Sun. Okay, they play another Thieves Guild Enforcer. No Yorion. Bottom those. So the play would have been to do it after I had Scribe the Omen, but probably would have kept those cards on top, so kind of works out for my opponent. Bloodchief's Thirst. Is that what I want here? I guess it's okay. They're probably going to mill it away anyway, so the fact that it's not a Dance of the Manse means it's probably an okay thing to keep on top. So I have 3 lands on the bottom as well. So they're bouncing one of those. Do I want to care about that? Probably not. We'll let it resolve. Play their 4th land. They'll swing in. Block one of them. Go to 16. So do I want to try to sack the Omen of the Sun here to try to find the Dance of the Manse? I think we don't yet. I think we're okay with Blood Chiefs thirsting one of them. Play a Brazen Borrower. Here we can counter, I guess. Kill one Enforcer. I think we'll just hold up the Soldier to block. By Omen of the Dead. Sure. Okay, they play Ashiok. That's lovely. They do tap out for it though. So we'll crack the Omen of the Sun. You do find Dance of the Manse. Perfect. Suppose we'll block. Alright, what do we got to work with here? Surprisingly, not that much. But I kind of do have to do it now, huh? Yeah, 1 mana shy, sadly, of being able to make them creatures as well. So we can get a Treacherous Blessing. Do I want 2 Treacherous Blessings to kind of refill my hand? I think I probably do. I guess a Confounding Conundrum. There are the Doom Fortolds. Okay, opponent makes another Nightmare. Only 20 cards left in my library, so I do have to start being careful about being decked here. Okay, these go mill for 2 more, or 4 more, I guess, because they both see each other. Okay, mill me for 4 more. Down to 12 cards. Two more. I guess we block these here. we draw an Omen of the Sea. I don't think it really affects my game plan at all, because I'm just going to be double Doom Foretolding here. No attacks. I have 5 cards in the library. Not great. They can attack and they can make it 3 cards in the library. And I can also ult Ashiok. Okay, yeah, this game's over. We tried, but the rogues was a little too quick for me, unfortunately. A little too much counterplay. But I think it's a fun deck. I think it is worth playing, and we'll have to see how it performs as the metagame evolves. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.